Hello everyone, today is going to be a funny video. As if you've previously seen, I made a video on Milkshakey and a lot of degenerates were not happy at all. I'll be going around through the comments because it genuinely is hilarious how pissed each one of them got and how most of them missed the main points. So without further ado, let us continue. So they didn't do anything wrong, you just don't like their art. Seriously bro, they like horrible art. Not even due to it looking bad art-wise, but because it can say a lot about a person based on their art. I couldn't care less about what someone is doing if it isn't actively hurting people. Now, vore is fucking weird obviously, but the difference here is it contains sadism. Now if it were normal vore, I would not give a shit. But since it contains sadism, it's genuinely concerning, especially knowing in the last video, he found someone else's pain and misery hot. Tell me or not, is it normal for someone to find attraction to someone else's injury, or just them suffering in general? What makes you think if something were to happen, there isn't a possibility of such an individual hurting someone for pleasure? It may have not happened yet, but there still remains a probability of it occurring, and nowadays, people can't control themselves because of their lack of self-control. Bro, it's Twitter, there's no way to have it so that minors can't see it. Besides, marking it as a protected account which hides your comments from anyone unaffiliated, simple explanation for the video even existing, rage bait by intentionally searching for something to complain about. Now, I already know you have no idea what the fuck you're saying because at the beginning of the video, I specifically stated my friend gave me this information. If you can't even understand that and you missed that point, I'm not even going to bother trying to answer to an idiot who will come up with bullshit answers. Also, when did I bring up minors in this video? I don't remember talking about them, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure I only spoke about vore. Dollar store turkey Tom. Had to add the sound effect for you since not one person laughed at that comment. You can thank me later. Why are you making an exposed video over someone's incredibly tame fetish, when there are people with actually harmful fetishes? This is a waste of time and you could have used your research to out someone who is actually a danger to the community like Jason Effects or Hypnotist Sappho. The thing here is, sadism played a part in their vore fetish. As I'll repeat again, the fetish the author uses glorifies arousal by others' suffering, which is not tame at all and can translate to bigger issues if the author does choose to inflict pain or humility on others for their personal gain. Another thing is that people involved in vore usually refer to their victims as prey. You know what predators do to prey, right? Continuing on, most of the video was more or less me making fun of vore, as I joked with the mentioning of cave divers and the process in which people are turned to shit in digestion. I also have mentioned another vore artist, Vore, who has been caught being a potential pedophile. The guy is playing a game glorifying car crashes. Think of the people in those cars. What's gonna happen when he gets a driver's license? Cancel him, guys. Bro likes my comment, but he's doing the same exact thing. Well, I did have it liked until you edited it and it unliked it. But either way, I'm gonna get arrested. But on a serious note, if this were a real response, racing games specifically tend to say they don't condone reckless driving. But I'm pretty sure this comment's just a joke. This art isn't my cup of tea, which is why I don't willingly go out my way to expose myself to it. However, this video had me seeking the source. How did you and your friend even find this obscure guy? Are they some ex y'all are trying to get back or something? Bro, I'm not gay. And him? I don't know how he found him. I guess the internet just decided to be a bitch and show it to him somehow. Also, the sources were clearly stated in the video to why I dislike and think this guy could be an issue. I said multiple times that it's the sadism and it makes it deeply concerning. Alright, so I decided to update his comment, so let's read it. I finally found the artist. They do not have vore art, but on their NSFW account, they have a SFW account linked to regular art. There's no link to their NSFW account on their regular account. This dude just outed themselves if they were talking about something on YouTube. I understand Cuskavore and Elsagate or whatever. But this artist, you need to actually disable filters and click on the images to see them. It looks like Ant and Jerjo were looking for the material to enjoy and got mad when the context was vore. This video is the equivalent of a feminist playing a game, then complaining that the women are over-sexualized. I'm out of here. Peace. Once again, numbnuts, I don't remember saying anything that called him a pedo. This guy just wasted his fucking time to get debunked by me again. As I will say again, vore sadism is the issue. The sadism. When you add that, the perspective changes. Want to know why sadism added to vore is concerning and bad? Let's see what Perplexity AI has to say about this personally. And remember, this AI actually uses .org websites as resources and other information. So according to Perplexity AI, here's everything bad and concerning about vore sadism. 1. Normalization of violence. Exposure to such content may desensitize viewers to extreme violence and potentially normalize harmful behaviors. 2. Psychological distress. For non-vorophiles, encountering this type of art can be disturbing and cause emotional discomfort. 3. Misinterpretation of consent. Sadistic vore often depicts non-consensual acts which can blur the lines between fantasy and reality. 4. Objectification. This art form may promote the idea for treating people as objects for consumption, both literally and figuratively. 5. Moral ambiguity. It can be challenging to separate the artist's intent for the depicted actions, leading to questions about moral endorsement. 6. Triggering content. For individuals with trauma or specific phobias, such art could be severely triggering. 7. Legal concerns. Depending on the jurisdiction and content, some extreme forms of vore art may border on illegal material. 8. Misunderstanding of this fetish. Viewers may misinterpret the fantasy aspect and assume real-world desires or intentions of the artist or fans. 9. Potential for addiction. Like other extreme content, there's a risk of developing unhealthy obsessions or addictive viewing patterns. 10. Blurring the ethical boundaries. The creation and consumption of such art may push the limits of what is considered ethically acceptable in artistic expression. That's at least 10 fucking bad things about vore sadism. So no, I'm not the idiot here. Thank you very much. But if you want to speak about someone outing themselves, the next comment is just an example of that case. Bro dedicated a whole video to just rant on a vore artist, who from what I can tell hasn't done anything wrong but make vore art, and explain why he has a vore fetish. I don't care if you hate vore, this is such a needless rant. If it ain't hurting anybody or preying on anyone or anything, why the fuck should you bother? Nobody except the people that actually follow Milkshakey are going to care. Let me correct you, sadism vore. I already said it so many times why the sadism included can be an issue, and just how concerning this guy gets off of others' pain and humility. But I'm not surprised that you are so interested in defending your sick fetish, as I've seen you have a deviant art, and you favorited a NSFW picture that is related to gacha life.
I really miss Nikki. I think this may be peak.
Matter of fact, isn't gacha life a fucking kids game? You're gooning to NSFW that is revolved around a kids game. What the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, I'm pretty sure the OCs in gacha life are supposed to look young, and they do look very young in the way they are created. Also, you have what seems to be a higo, also known as facial expression of characters during sexual arousal, on your profile picture of a recolored Sonic character. Did you forget kids are on YouTube and can see that? If anything, maybe a video should be made on you instead. Reminds me of another guy I made a video about, which I bet will piss off this guy. Now, this guy commented in a different place, but still about my video, and he actually made a mature response, so thank you for not just approaching this like an idiot, but here's what he said. Gotta be honest with you, the point that people are trying to make is while vore is weird, it's not worthy of an entire video and makes you seem pretty childish. Real advice, if you keep making these types of callouts for minor issues, start to expect receiving the exact same treatment later down in life. Then I replied with, I understand vore isn't a severe thing, and I obviously don't like it, but that's not the main creation of this video. Deeper into the video, I've discussed how Milkshakey had involved sadism, which was what I thought was the real issue, considering he literally got off to people suffering. If it were normal vore, I would have not cared otherwise. And then he replied back saying this. I watched the video again, and I guess that's a fair point. But to your logic, wouldn't it be easy for other people to make the assumption that you're a sadist because your videos and art have you killing furries constantly, whether the reason is valid or not? Not saying that Milkshakey's content is okay, but calling them a sadist starts to nullify the word, and you can just call them weird, no need to justify it. Now, if you don't know what he's talking about, he's referring to my animations where I hunt furries due to different reasons, as in the animations, I make my characters and friends have real conflicts with them. For example, in Witch Hunt, I specifically made it where they fought them since they had cursed the land and they had to by breaking the curse by fighting them. Other animations also involve comedy, and futures will have parodies and will contain disclaimers that show I don't hate these people, just what they do I guess. So no, I don't believe it's sadism as I don't take pleasure from it, and these animations will actually now have a story instead of me just going after random furries. And if you've known me for a while, I even have anthro characters, so it wouldn't make sense to just destroy every furry I see. And even then, I don't hate every furry. I have friends myself who are furries, so I personally wouldn't call it nullifying the word sadism. Also, I would like to say, these animations currently are privated, as they are so cringe, it makes me uncomfortable. So until I make enough good ones concerning my animation art have improved, I will make them public again. Welcome to the internet. Looks like it's your first day here. If it exists, there is a fetish for it, and you'll find yours soon enough. No thanks, I don't live on the internet. Someone responded to this guy saying, say that to millions of impressionable kids who have been groomed into vore because of Kafora's videos about Mario or Sonic. He is speaking facts though. How are there so many gooners in these comments? I hit a soft spot that they didn't like. Simple as that. People need to get more real and accept that criticism will exist everywhere they go. So the person isn't a pedo or a zoo sadist, then why does it concern you? Well, they are a vore sadist, and AI explained 10 things that could be harmful from it. So yes, it should concern me and many others before a potential situation occurs or worsens. Bathrobe Dwayne swallows them. What? This is why I'm not a furry anymore. People like this. Can't blame me, man.
Oh no, this guy criticized vore guys. Pack it up, we're over.
Let me correct you. Vore sadism? Is it just me, or is everyone missing the point? Like, once again, it's not just any vore, it's vore sadism. If it were normal vore, yeah, I'd still find it weird, but I wouldn't make a video on it, because it's not as bad compared to one with sadism. You'll understand when you're older, champ. I've gotten older to understand that age doesn't always determine intelligence, because I have a bunch of 30-year-olds in my comments molding over criticism. Furry's bad, videos died in 2014, homie get new content, L plus ratio plus you're a minor looking at furry. I'm literally turning 18 in like the span of 1 to 4 days, and I love how you also didn't even try to refute my claims. You just tried to roast me. How foolish. Where's the controversy? Where's the perversion? This is a 6-minute video of you saying we should lynch the vore community and pointing at Milkshakey as an example. Where is the actual shock factor?
They like cannibalism.
Okay, it's better than being into underage girls. If you're going to call it controversy, at least try to show something. Trim the fat, get to the point. What fat? I think the only thing that needs trimming is your neck beard, my friend. I mean, if you don't see vore sadism as concerning despite the reasons I stated previously, you have some issues. And your statement,
at least it isn't as bad as being into underage girls,
is true. But that doesn't justify vore sadism, does it? Also, I never said controversy, it's called criticism, get it straight? You're a toddler, bro, talking like the person is a predator or a mass murderer, when they have done nothing wrong besides liking something you dislike, Neanderthal behavior. Let me correct you, disliking something that is actually potentially harmful. Besides, I'm pretty sure there are records of mass murderers eating people, right? Not saying Milkshakey would be one, but it's still an observation. You become what your mind consumes. Why are you mad that people like a kink? It's not a kink, it's a fetish. Either way, I'm not angry. I'm just criticizing and people are acting like I'm trying to expose this guy altogether. So let me get this straight. Looking at your video, your comment, and your stuff, your friend openly looked at vore, sent you the vore, as well as asked you to make a video, resulting in you looking at more vore. Ain't that mean your friend is trying to get you into something, LMAO? No, not exactly. There still is a possibility he came across it randomly and may have seen it as an issue compared to normal vore, since remember, this includes sadism. Also, I didn't look for more vore or anything, everything was provided by him. This motherfucker's still in 2017! Wake us up when you find a predator or zoophile. This is such a nothing burger. While I have exposed many potential pedos before, such as Paper Hat Society and Void the Protogen, who actually like vore. But you do realize that zoophilia and pedophilia aren't just the only two topics that are bad, right? There's more bad stuff, and the sadism I talked about already proves it. Sure, it's not as bad, but it's still something that isn't positive. And to top it off, he's 17. What a surprise. Glad I wasn't like this when I was 17, because if I saw something I didn't like, I'd look at something else. Ashamed to be part of a generation where people become adults, act like 12-year-olds. So you're telling me I'm acting like a 12-year-old for sharing my criticism on something, yet you have already commented a multitude of stupid-ass comments? If there's anything that I remember, it is that 12-year-olds don't make points and actually just complain constantly, which fits your description. I saw all of the things Milkshakey when I was a kid and watched it, without realizing it was a kink. Now I don't because all of that shit disgusts me and people online in my family help me out. Good for you, but yeah, it is the best option to not look at that content unless you are going to get information to criticize someone. Yeah, because you are too young, and NSFW is for 18+. Literally grow up. Bro, I am turning 18 this week. Dumbass. I doubt your sources are credible. Also, I regret arguing with children on the internet. Keep being scared and hateful. May God guide you. And I forgot to continue the read more. Oops. Please define children, because being butthurt at someone doesn't make them a child. Also, I'm not scared considering I knew something like this would occur, and I'm still replying with another video. I sadly got exposed to vore at a young age due to, of course, the vore's popularity on YouTube and polluting Mario and Sonic themed animations. And it is sad that the fetish got normalized, despite the fact that millions of kids got groomed into it because of his videos back in 2010. And finally, this is the first time I see a furry vore gooner getting exposed. If that's true, I'm quite sad to hear about that, but on this case, I'd just like to mention it was more of a criticism video than a exposed video. But with that folks, to conclude, I think most of the molders didn't understand that when I spoke about milkshiki, I was worried about how the sadism could affect others. Once again, for the last time, normal vore I don't care about, but sadism changes things to where they become deeply concerning. To end off, I'll see you guys later. Have a good evening.